Ilima, Congo, one of the most remote places on the earth.
We left Kigali and we flew to Kinshasa via Addis, and then from Kinshasa we flew directly to Jolu.
So Jolu is the closest urban center, if you call it that. They have no power, no running water.
And then we hopped on some motos and we drove five hours on pretty bumpy roads to Ilima.
The African Wildlife Foundation came to us to inspire those communities to build not just a school, but a place where they can convene, to preserve the wildlife that's around them. Here's a condition of incredible remoteness. What if you can't actually get any materials externally? What if the only materials you can use are those which are available right in your backyard?
In Ilima, there's almost no outside source material. I mean, wood is being cut down from the trees next to the site, and the soil is being harvested on site. If you build something which is using all imported materials, what happens when that tin eventually rusts out? When that steel is failing, when that concrete falls apart? It will erode and it will turn into a ruin. Whereas usually we go to the lumber yard and pick out kiln-dried wood. For this project, a couple guys with axes spent half a day cutting it down. And then it falls. We brought in our technician to cut it into 2 or 3 larger logs. Then guys with long manual saws will come in and all day essentially part that board up into pieces. And then they'll mark it for truss, column, rafter, or beam. Working with the team here, we did a fair bit of research. Splitting shingles actually uses what's called a froe. When that piece of steel is driven into a log wedge, you then use the handle to leverage the fissure, the crack that's moving through the wood. The head mason, I asked him what his typical brick mix was. We mixed it all by foot. The sand and the clay we're taking from the termite mounds, and then mixing that all together. And the cohesion inside that mix actually becomes stronger.
That kind of local knowledge doesn't come out of textbooks, it comes out of a kind of engagement and asking the right questions.
La population locale, ce qui les donne l'opportunité de pouvoir s'exprimer et de se faire connaître.
More often what we see is capacity sharing, a kind of blending of ideas, and that's where innovation happens.
And I have an idea, if you add palm oil to a brick, it's going to make it more resistant to water. Now, the guys on site have been adapting, finding new techniques. The building's growing up out of the ground in a way. As an architect is kind of the most pure, exciting things you can do.
To make architecture something that every person can have access to.
An architecture that has a greater meaning in society and in our communities.
All the masons that I've talked to are like, yes, when I build a house, I'm going to use this design.
And that sense of ownership is the surest form of sustainability.
I would hope that if I go back to Ilima in 10 or 15 years, I would see this school functioning in a way that we never imagined. That you would start to go to other villages close by and see some of the same curved walls, some of the same shingle roofs. we need to build more schools. There really needs to be a long-term investment in the communities in rural Congo.